Hey, this is Scott, the Discerning Shootist, and today I'm here with Ben Potter from Tactics for Everyone and also Centerfire Creative. And Ben, as I mentioned earlier, I really love the name of Tactics for Everyone. So can you tell us a little bit about that and your thought process of creating that business?
Well, Tactics for Everyone was designed around the idea that shooting needs to be accessible to everybody. Now, the demographic of 18 to 54 white male has always been pretty easy to access. However, there's women shooters, there's new shooters who are uncomfortable with the idea of getting into the sport without knowing a whole lot about it. So we wanted to create an environment that's comfortable for anyone to come to, whether you're a veteran shooter or whether it's the first time you've ever pulled the trigger. Now, my background in the Marine Corps and in the shooting sports in general has been a big help in that, but also there's a lot of, just building relationships. And that's almost more important than it is to, meet the bottom line, because if you can build a relationship and get somebody comfortable in shooting, the shooting community grows, which is always important. Now, we also do work here at Centerfire Creative, which is designed around the idea that the marketing and web design is also tougher for the firearms market to get into. There's a lot of pushback from the large search engines, be it Facebook or Google or Bing or whatever it is. And the opportunity for people to be able to effectively advertise their product has been limited. So we take it as our responsibility to give them the best product that they can put out there on the web, and to do it in a way that is professional and not some of the fly-by-night that you see as far as web design goes. We have an office here in Traverse City, but we have clients as far away as Las Vegas. We've got them in Florida. We do a lot of work even down in the Detroit area, and Centerfire Creative doesn't really have a definition necessarily. We're there to meet people's needs, and again, to build relationships with people who might not have the opportunities to access that market otherwise.
Fantastic. So I'm going to step back to the Tactics for Everyone. We talked a little bit at another time about how you're going to be marrying that with a gun shop and maybe an indoor range, and you have a partnership also in Northern Illinois. Can you explain a little bit about how that came about?
Okay. Well, again, Tactics for Everyone was really my first endeavor as an entrepreneur. And after just getting out of the Marine Corps, I think I've been out of the Marine Corps for about 3 months when I started that. The idea was to, again, open that market up to a lot of different people. Now, when I was at SHOT Show 2017, I met a woman from Northern Illinois in the Waukegan area, and she had the idea that she wanted to run a women's only course. So we, put together a curriculum. We got it approved by the Illinois State Police, and pretty much our first venue, our first, Facebook blast advertising was met with huge amounts of interest. Now so far, we've had about 6 courses. The company name is CL Defense. We run courses in Westmont and Waukegan. And it's really been a good opportunity for women shooters in Chicago area, which is notoriously dangerous as far as the firearms violence goes, to build confidence, to educate themselves, to get empowered, and then to equalize themselves with some of the threats that they may experience on a daily basis. Now, as far as partnering with TFE, we're looking to open our services up to sales and service, as far as doing custom firearms work, being able to work on people's firearms where they may not be able to solve the problem necessarily, and then also to provide a training environment for our notoriously bad Northern Michigan winters. There's a lot of outdoor ranges, but there's not a lot of people that will give you a heated spot to shoot, along with some good advice. We always say, advice is free, but good advice does cost a little bit. But we try to keep the cost down and to keep the advice good.
Yeah, I'm notorious for saying that's like give free advice, but that's what it's worth, nothing.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Free advice is oftentimes very poor.
Yeah, if not even cost you more. So, well, and the other thing is with indoor ranges too, you're very limited, not only with how many there are here in Northern Michigan, but the level of instruction and also the distance that you're going to shoot. They're not really set up for any kind of accurate shooting whatsoever.
Yeah, for sure. In long distance shooting, in the well, maybe not long distance, but intermediate distance pistol shooting is one of those things that takes a lot of resources to do indoors. Our current build that we're working on right now is, I think it's 60 feet. So we're working at only 20 yards, which is, it's not terribly far, but it definitely gives our demographic, the new shooter, the person who's breaking into the sport, the opportunity to get very familiar with their firearm. And then our outdoor range, which is located just up the hill, is there to kind of expand on those. Obviously, it's not open all year round, but the opportunity to come back and train when the snow goes away is always going to be there.
Well, fantastic. Well, thanks for meeting with us today, Ben. Here, a real quick 10-second little piece of advice for new and not new shooters.
Always engage your head before you engage your trigger finger. If your thought process is there, you're going to be able to keep yourself much safer than if you're only relying on the fact that you carry a firearm to keep yourself safe.
Beautiful. Wise words indeed. All right, Scott, discerning shooters, be good, be safe. You can't be safe, be good and dangerous.